Good morning, folks. My name is Mike, and I'm one of the campground hosts here at Doll Mountain Campground near Ellijay, Georgia. Today, I'd like to take you on a little tour of the facility, see what it's like, and kind of what it's like to be a camp host here. Okay, I'm going to take you guys on a little tour of Doll Mountain Campground on Carter's Lake near Ellijay, Georgia. You must have a reservation to come here. All reservations are made on recreation.gov. And here we go. Heading on up the road. There comes somebody checking out this morning. When you arrive here with your reservation, you will pull up to the gatehouse. You will grab one of these white cards from the registration box, fill it out, and drop it in this gray box. All right, now we're going to continue on up the road. Sorry for the shaking. Now, if you make a left here, you can access sites 1 through 12. No, excuse me, 1 through 13, including 2 handicap sites. Now, right here, you will see the first of our shower houses and outhouses. There are 3 unisex units, each including a toilet and a shower. So you can shower privately here in this bathhouse. Then there is a little play area for your children. And then we will continue on down the road to the first of the campsites. This is site 1, which is a pull-through site. And over here, we have what they call handicap 1. Now, you don't have to be handicapped to rent this space, but it is a pull-through and easy access and relatively close to the restroom. And here is site 2, which already has cards waiting for it. There's means that someone is coming to that site today. It is also a pull-through site. Across the street from it is site number 3. It is also a pull-through site, rather short. Each of our campsites come with a fire pit. Some with power and water, some without. Site 5. Site 4 was across the street, but is relatively the same. Here is site 6, which is a back-end site. Across the street is site 7, which is also a back-end site. Here is site 8, which is a pull-through site with hookups. Now, none of our sites here have none of our sites here have sewer hookups, but there is a dump station on site. That's site 9, which is back end. Site 10, which is a back end. Site 11, which is a back end. Site 12, which is a back end, which also has somebody arriving today, evidently. And Site 13, which is also a back end and also has someone coming in today. Okay, now we'll continue back up the road, back towards the first bathhouse, and then I will show you the rest of the way. All right, I have just passed that first bathhouse that I showed you, and now we're going to continue on down the road. If when you came in from the gatehouse, instead of making a left onto this road, when you came in down there at the gatehouse, you made a right, you'd continue on this way. Here on the left, we have Site 14, which is a back-end site for an RV or a tent with water and electric and a nice deck. Right across the street is our dump station. Then we come to sites 15 through 17, which are reserved for volunteers and other people who work here at the campground. Continue on down the road here. We'll come to our first dedicated tent sites. Now, up here is a parking lot for the tent sites, but then you have to get out and hike down that hill to your campsites. They are beautiful, but it is a little bit of a hike. And here we have Site 21. The back end site. And then we have Site 22. Over here is Site 23. Next up, we have Site 24. Coming up next, we have Site 25 on the left. A little squirrel buddy running out of the way. And on the right, directly across, is Site 26. On this particular site, your fire pit and picnic table and so forth is down that hill. So I wouldn't get this site if I had any trouble going up and down stairs. Here we're going to enter our first loop, which is sites 27 through 33. These sites would be especially nice if you're coming here with family and want to be close to one another. All of these sites have nice wooden decks overlooking the lake. Beautiful Carter's Lake. I must say that while almost all of our sites have a view of the lake, we don't really have any that have lake access. We are on the top of a ridge and the lake is quite a ways down from us. Circling on around. Here we have Site 31, and which honestly I think is one of the prettiest sites with the view of the lake. And Site 33, and once again it looks like we have someone coming in there today. When you arrive here, those blue tags go to hang on your mirror so that when you go in and out of the park, we will know it's okay to let you back in. Here we have some folks going on a morning hike. Now here we have the next of our dedicated campsites, which are, I think, 34 through 37. Again, there is a dedicated parking area up here, and you have to hike down the hill to your site. Now, right after those dedicated tent sites, you will come to our private boat ramp and parking area. Now, this ramp and parking is only for registered campers. I'll pull down here and show you the boat ramp. And also, on the left-hand side over here is where the dumpsters are located for you to get rid of your garbage before you head home. That way you don't have to take it with you. Coming on down this way, it's a beautiful view of the lake down here. And there is our boat ramp. Now across the lake over there is a boat ramp for the day use area. If you don't want to come here to camp, you can go over there, pay a small fee for the day, have a picnic, launch your boat, and have a nice day. All right, and then we will continue on. Continue on down the road. We will come to our second bathhouse, which is more traditional. It's an older one. It hasn't been replaced yet, but it's still a nice facility. There are separate men's and women's room, each with 3 showers. Now, if you're looking for access for a site that is as close to the bathroom as possible, and you don't have an RV, you can be on this site, number 38, with your tent. It is literally right across the road from the bathhouse. However, there is no water or electricity on this site. Depends on what your needs are. Now we're going to continue now down to our second loop, which is very similar to the first one. And this is where you will find sites number 39 through 45. No, 46, excuse me. Again, these sites are all back in. They don't all have decks. Here is site 40. Site 41, as you can see, is a back in. Oh, and here come the other camp hosts on duty. Let's stop and say hi. Hello.
Hello.
Say hi to the video.
Hi.
Hello.
This is going to go online about what it's like to work here and to be a camp host.
Wonderful.
Do you enjoy yourselves?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Right.
Have a nice day.
You too.
See you later.
Here we are, continuing on down the loop. And as you can see, most of these do not have decks. Some of them do. This site here, site number 45, is a great tent site with a deck. And there is site 46, which is also a back-end site. Now, since we talked to the other camp hosts, I should tell you about that. Being a camp host here is a volunteer position. There's no pay. However, you get a full hookup site, including sewer, for no charge. There are usually 3 sets of camp hosts on site, and we each work 3 days on, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then have 6 days off. You can spend those 6 days on site or leave. It is totally your choice. And it is what we consider to be a wonderful gig, as long as you don't need the money. Now, I will continue on to show you the last 3 dedicated tent sites. At these sites, once again, there is no electricity. There is one water hookup to be shared between the three sites that are up here. These are also some of my more favorite sites if you're going to be a tenter, because it's quiet and more secluded up here. There are 4 tent sites in this area here, number 47 through number 50, all up on top of that hill. Now, I'm going to stop right here and tell you that further up this road, we have a group site that has no electricity nor water, but it does have an outhouse. It can be reserved for groups with tents. And you can put an RV up there because there is a parking lot. And that is a wonderful place to spend the weekend with family and groups of family. That site, however, is $100 per night, so you don't want to be there by yourself. Speaking of money, all our sites here range in price from $18 to $28. As I say, $18 to $28 is the normal price. However, if you have the America the Beautiful Senior card or the America the Beautiful Disabled Access card, you get half off those prices. So then, with either of those cards, the prices here at this campground are only $9 per night up to $14, which is a wonderful bargain. If you are over 62 or you are disabled, I highly recommend you get that card. It gives you not only half off camping at federal campgrounds, it also gives you half off camping and access to all the national parks. It's the access one, if you are disabled, is absolutely free and lasts your lifetime. The senior one for people over 62 only costs $80, and that also lasts for your lifetime. If you go to more than 2 national parks, it paid it for itself already, and you can use it the rest of your life for entry in more parks and half off camping on all federal properties, such as national parks, national forests, Corps of Engineer land, and Bureau of Land Management. It's quite a bargain.